Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're kicking off today with our energetic daily vibecasting. Think of it as your shortcut to understanding the buzz. We've scanned today's X feed, pulling together a really rapid-fire roundup. We're covering everything from, well, surprising political claims and tech breakthroughs to culture and market shifts.
And we're here to help you unpack what's truly important behind those posts. Our mission is really to go beyond just the surface, distilling the key insights, the underlying stories. We want to help you connect the dots, understand not just what's trending, but, why it actually matters in this incredibly fast-paced world of information. Let's get to it.
Okay, let's dive straight into some political and social commentary that's definitely making waves. First up, from @FBI Director Cash, a very, very direct post. It just says, Facts ETS. Now, this references a, quote, challenging a New York Times claim. The claim was that a Clinton plant email, the one alleging Trump-Russia collusion, was actually fabricated by Russian spies. So it's a really strong assertion. Fact TS, especially against the Times. How do we even begin to sort through these conflicting narratives?
Well, Kash Patel's Fact TS post, it really sets up a direct counter-narrative, doesn't it? He cites ambiguities, things from the Durham report that came out May 2023, and also testimony from Comey and Brennan, former FBI and CIA directors. The suggestion is that this intelligence was taken seriously back then, and Paten's background, recently confirmed FBI director, prosecuted terrorism under Obama. That does lend some weight, some credibility to his particular viewpoint here.
Right.
This post definitely fuels those ongoing debates about political bias in intelligence. We see studies on confirmation bias in law enforcement intensifying this. So the takeaway for you, it's about seeing how different narratives get deliberately constructed around the exact same events. It really urges you to take a critical look at all claims, even from seemingly authoritative figures.
That's a critical point. Narrative construction. Okay, from claims of facts, let's jump to some pretty striking numbers. This is from @LeadingReport, which posted, breaking. 0 immigrants have entered the country illegally through the border in the past 3 months, per POES. 0. I mean, wow. That's a bold claim from the president.
It is bold. And, well, this 0 claim contrasts pretty sharply with the verifiable CBP data. Customs and Border Protection data shows, for instance, 8,725 encounters just in May 2025 alone.
Okay, so not 0 then.
Exactly. Now, the new administration does have a policy, started January 2025, emphasizing deploying military and DHS for complete operational control. And to be fair, there's been a huge drop, reported like 93% down in southwest border crossings compared to May 2024. That's a dramatic reversal from the 2021-2024 period.
So progress, but maybe not perfection.
Precisely. Operational control and an absolute 0. They're just distinct terms. This kind of disparity really highlights a core challenge in political communication, right? Discerning actual policy success from, let's say, rhetorical framing. It just underscores why you need to prioritize looking at the primary source data over these big summary pronouncements.
Yeah, that makes sense. So while there's clear progress on border control, that 0 claim still feels like a significant rhetorical leap. What happens when these specific, maybe unverified numbers get thrown into public discourse, even if the underlying trend is actually positive?
Well, it can erode trust, can't it, if the public finds the data doesn't quite match up with the rhetoric. And speaking of trust and what to take at face value, our next post really taps into this growing online skepticism. It's from @AFinRetards, and it reads, "This entire platform is turning into a propaganda machine of bot influencers. Don't believe anything you see on here. Assume everyone is bought and paid for."
Wow, that's an extreme level of distrust. I mean, given how sophisticated online influence can be, is that kind of skepticism warranted? Or is it just risk breeding cynicism, making it harder to find any truth?
That's a really perceptive question. I mean, this post itself and then a reply that directly questioned the poster's own credibility. It reflects this growing self-awareness online. A 2023 study actually found 68% of social media users now question the authenticity of content they see.
68%, that's high.
It is. And a key insight here is the increasing use of nano-influencers. People with maybe 1,000 to 10,000 followers, they're being used for really targeted manipulation. A 2024 Journal of Democracy article analyzed this. It also aligns with the rise in paid influencer audits. Users are demanding more transparency, especially with all the disinformation floating around. So what does this mean for you? It pushes us towards maybe a more fragmented, but potentially more accountable influencer world. Personal scrutiny of sources becomes absolutely essential.
Okay, so a healthy dose of skepticism is needed. Got it. Let's shift gears now from the skeptical side to some pretty incredible tech and innovation. Elon Musk, At Elon Musk, he showcased something genuinely mind-blowing. Posted, made in 30 secs with @GrokImagine. And the image shared. It was this incredibly detailed fantasy-style scene. A hooded figure, snowy medieval setting, 30 seconds. That speed and detail are just unreal. But beyond the wow, what does this really mean for, say, the average artist or creative professional, like right now?
It's a fantastic demonstration of just how fast AI-driven visual content creation is advancing. The image itself, yeah, that hooded figure, it reflects current trends in AI art merging different genres. These tools, they're fundamentally reshaping artistic processes. They're challenging our traditional ideas of creativity. For artists, it means, well, both new ways to collaborate with AI, but also needing to adapt. AI can now generate high-quality visuals incredibly quickly. The big implication, it's a shift in how art is made and potentially how it's valued. It's pushing the boundaries of human-AI collaboration.
Truly transformative stuff.
Oh.
And speaking of rapid advancements and pushing boundaries, at SpaceX shared this breathtaking video it showed. Dragon above the space station as it approaches for docking. Just watching that capsule precisely maneuver towards the ISS, it was awe-inspiring.
Oh, absolutely. That moment represents sheer technical brilliance, doesn't it? It's a critical part of the Crew 11 mission. That's the 11th crew rotation under NASA's Commercial Crew Program. It really underscores SpaceX's huge role in human spaceflight since they started back in 2002.
Incredible journey for them.
It really is. And the precision needed for that docking, it's immense. You have to align perfectly with international standards, the NASA docking system, all that, for compatibility. This mission, it's part of the bigger picture, doing science, testing technology up on the ISS. Crew 11, they're doing experiments for future deep space stuff like Artemis, maybe even Mars someday. This kind of continuous progress in spaceflight, it's just vital for humanity's future out there.
What a sight indeed. Okay, let's pivot now and explore some cultural currents and entertainment buzz. First, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, @NarendraModi, posted this. Tributes to Pingali Venkaiah Ji on his birth anniversary. He is remembered for his role in giving us the tricolor, which is our pride. Like always, let's strengthen #HarGharTiranga movement and fly the tricolor. Do upload your selfie or photos on link.
Yeah, this is a really interesting post. It commemorates Pingali Venkaiah. He designed India's initial national flag way back in 1921. That design was later adopted, with some modifications, in 1947. He played this pivotal role, but often kind of under-recognized. He actually died in poverty in 1963.
Oh.
Yeah. So the #HarGharTiranga movement, which Modi launched in 2022, encourages people to hoist the flag at home. It's about fostering patriotism. And apparently it resonates. A 2023 survey showed 78% of Indians feel proud displaying the flag. Venkaiah's inspiration, it apparently came early during the Second Boer War in South Africa, where he met Gandhi. That shaped his whole life's work advocating for a national symbol. So the key insight here is really about the profound power of national symbols and how these public campaigns can effectively build collective identity and pride.
A powerful historical note, and yeah, a strong example of cultural pride. Now, from national pride to something maybe a bit more competitive. Competitive philanthropy, we turn to @MrBeast, he posted. I just donated $400,364 to Team Warner. $1 more than at Trainwrecks TV, so I could be above him. So yeah, that's a huge sum. And definitely a unique spin on giving charity. Beyond just the entertainment value, what does this kind of competitive approach mean for charity itself? Right. Or how we perceive it?
Yeah, this is a perfect example of that innovative, sometimes weird landscape of influencer-driven philanthropy. MrBeast's huge donation to Team Water, and specifically making it just $1 more than at Trainwrecks TV. That's what you'd call an alpha move in social dynamics, right? It's about asserting dominance, playfully or not.
Right, the one-upmanship.
Exactly. It reflects this broader trend, influencers leveraging their platforms for charity. It aligns with Team Water's mission, which works through WaterAid, a really reputable organization, 40-plus years old, 4-star Charity Navigator rating. And MrBeast's philanthropy, it's really escalated since around 2017. His strategy seems to blend genuine altruism with this kind of competitive branding. Marketing studies show this tactic can actually enhance public image, so the implication. Even these competitive, attention-grabbing moves can drive significant charitable giving. It's kind of redefining traditional philanthropy.
You can always count on MrBeast for an entertaining twist, that's for sure. Okay, let's jump into the world of professional wrestling drama now. At WWE posted, the ruse of the century. Seth Rollins just cashed in on CM Punk and just became the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion at SummerSlam.link. Whoa. Talk about a surprise finish.
Oh, yeah. This perfectly highlights how pro wrestling crafts these high-stakes, dramatic stories. What happened at SummerSlam 2025 was Seth Rollins, known as the Visionary, he executed this really strategic cash-in, used his Money in the Bank contract on CM Punk right after Punk had finished a grueling match. Bam! New champion.
Opportunistic.
Totally. The whole ruse of the century framing capitalizes on Rollins' character, his history of cunning tactics, and it marks his record-tying second reign as champ. Plus, there's this long-standing rivalry between Rollins and Punk, which adds layers of depth to the surprise. The timing, right after Punk's match, it underscores these opportunistic moves that the Money in the Bank contract allows. And interestingly, the event broadcasting on Netflix shows WWE's evolving media strategy too. It's really a masterclass in strategic, dramatic storytelling within that world.
Classic wrestling drama. Okay, shifting gears again, let's talk market moves and maybe a couple of celebrity spotlights. First, a potentially huge breaking claim from Ed Unusual Wales. Breaking. China has officially banned cryptocurrency trading, mining, and related services. Yeah, that sounds massive if true, but I'm sensing a but coming here. Need some context.
You're absolutely right to be cautious there. The crucial point always is verifying financial news, especially these breaking claims. As of June 2024, there's actually no official statement from Chinese authorities like the People's Bank of China that supports this supposed ban. Ah, okay.
Yeah, so it indicates the claim might stem from misinformation, maybe unverified sources. Someone named Jack J even replied to the post suggesting it could be a distraction, maybe orchestrated by market makers trying to manipulate prices. And this lines up with history, right? We've seen regulatory rumors influence crypto markets before. Remember the 2017 China ban rumor that crashed Bitcoin by like 30%?
Vaguely, yeah.
No. Market makers, these regulated entities, they can exploit news like this. They amplify volatility. So the core takeaway for you, just the critical importance of checking your sources in volatile markets like crypto. Rumors can be powerful tools for price manipulation.
Okay, very important warning there. And speaking of crypto, we have a very direct financial call from @EricTrump. He posted, let me say it again, euros, the dips, BTC ETH.
Yep. Pretty bold financial advice straight from a very well-known public figure. Eric Trump's clearly enthusiastic about Bitcoin and Ethereum. There was even a reply using MOG slang. That's a term from the MOG coin, meme coin community, often used to mean like dominance or winning within that whole unique crypto culture.
Interesting.
What's also interesting is why he might be pushing crypto so hard. His consistent advocacy, even the family's World Liberty financial platform, it seems to stem partly from a surprising shift. Post-January 6 banking restrictions, documented by the New York Times, apparently played a role, so it kind of challenges traditional financial narratives around public figures and their investments. It highlights this intriguing political shift towards crypto adoption among perhaps unexpected groups. Politics, banking restrictions, crypto. Quite the intersection. All right, finally, let's talk about Sydney Sweeney. She's been trending for a couple of different reasons, seems like. First, from @PopCrave. Sydney Sweeney is trending after BuzzFeed reported she has been registered as a Republican in Florida since 2024. Link. And then from @DumLuker. What's developing? Sydney Sweeney is going viral after footage of her showing off her shooting skills was posted online. So, political registration and shooting skills. What do these developments tell us about how celebrity image works today?
It's fascinating, isn't it? These posts together really reveal a broader cultural shift, I think. Celebrities' personal activities, their private lives, are increasingly scrutinized through this political and social lens. The BuzzFeed report on her Republican registration, well, it gets connected to her upbringing in Spokane, Washington, where conservative values have historical roots. People on X pointed out relatives with Magier ties, things like that.
Right.
Then you have the viral footage of her at a shooting range looking proficient with handguns. That definitely contrasts with the typical Hollywood actress image for many people. So it challenges that narrative that, all actors must align with progressive politics. It shows how celebrity political leanings or even hobbies can polarize fans. It really reflects these broader cultural divides we see everywhere, the implication. Public figures face this immense pressure now navigating their public and private personas. Every action, every registration, every hobby can become a cultural flashpoint.
Absolutely. What a ride through today's X feed, seriously. Political bombshells, groundbreaking AI, celebrity revelations, market uncertainties. It's clear the world is buzzing with just diverse and often contradictory vibes. This has been our daily vibecasting segment on The Deep Dive, giving you those insights on what's trending and why it actually matters.
Yeah, and as you navigate this daily flood of information, just remember to constantly question, try to connect the dots yourself. In a world where news breaks and narratives shift literally in an instant, how do you decide what to believe? And maybe, what role do you play in fostering a more informed conversation? Something to think about.
Great closing thought. Thanks everyone for tuning into this deep dive. We'll be back with more insights, more surprises, and definitely more of what's really moving the needle. Until then, keep digging.